Welcome guys, and in today's video we're going to be tattooing a hand, but this time we're going to be focusing on the shading. So if you're ready to check that out, then let's go. So let's jump right into it. Here I'm using a backwards whip shading motion, and it's a little softer on the skin. We'll go over that more in a little bit. Let me show you a slowed down normal whip. Starting, needles going in, whipping up and out. The reverse whip is pulling away, which we'll see shortly. Now here down at the ball, I left this in because I just want to show, I start off a lot of times with my lightest tone in pieces like this, and I build it up. And I just slowly work around the outside. As you can see here, I'm just using the side of my mag, just a couple little of the needles on the side, just to get my darker tone around the outside to create that cylinder sort of look. But I just wanted to slow that down and show you how you can use the ends of your mag, the needles right on the edge. Now this is a flat mag standard, it's not curved in any way, so it makes that a lot easier. Here we start that backwards whip motion. Normally a whip shade is being pushed. Here I'm pulling it and pulling it back. This gives me a little bit of a softer shade. It helps me see how the ink takes to the skin, and it helps me slowly build up that layer. And what I do is here I'm kind of linking where I know I'm gonna have dark coming from the base up to that. So I kind of build that grade there where they meet, and then I go back and put in the dark and build it up to that. Now here you can see we're packing black. You see the needles come right up to the line, we dig in, and we keep it moving. Keep it moving. I've slowed this down so you can see it, and it's really just small circles in the skin. Taking your time, making sure you pack that black in on that hand really nice, because it's a wear area. The hand is a really wearable area. Now here again, you see that backwards stroke, that backwards whip motion. You got back and forwards, back and forwards. We're kind of airplaning it in and airplaning it back out, landing it in and landing it out, or taking off, if you will. And that's it. And now if you want to do the back motion, then you're just pulling it back, picking your needles back up out, putting them back in, and it gives you a softer look. And it's a bit more gentle on the skin. Again, if you're whip shading, then you're pushing those needles in the whole time. If you're doing like a backwards whip, then you're pulling those needles. It's a lot less trauma on the skin, so it allows you to do a bit more work in an area without overworking things. Now here, again, I did the same thing. I put in those lighter tones where I wanted them, and now I go back and I'm gonna build those darker areas up by using a 50% black, and then probably a pure black right on the edge. And here you can see I'm kind of going along the side of it, really wanting to put that black in there. Slowing it down, it's just a little bit. Wipe, and you're back in. Slowly, I'm putting that black right up against that line to give it a little bit of separation, to push the clock a little further back from the glass. And again, you can do all that using that mag because I'm using it on its side. Now keep in mind, when it's on its side, there's a lot of needles. Now here, I'm putting this wood grain in this piece. And like I said before, in this piece, I start off kind of slow. So I take my lighter tones again, and I get them where I want them. I start to map things out. It's easier to map things out with a light tone and then build it up to the tone you're looking for here. It allows you a little bit of leeway if you make a mistake or if the shading's not exactly where you want it. It's lighter. You can kind of move things around when things are light, and then as you like it, come back through and sort of darken it up with whatever tone it is you're going for. Now here you're going to see a lot of that reverse whip shade. Slowed down. We're not putting a lot of ink in the skin here. I'm going to slowly build this up again. I'm looking for a desired look, and you just kind of slowly work it till you get it. And doing a reverse whip shade, it's a lot more gentle on the skin, and I think that if you're patient, you will get the desired look you're going for using that back whip shade. And then as you develop it, you kind of sculpt it a little bit more, a little more dark up here, a little more dark over there, but I have my base kind of shade back there, my lightest shade, and then I just work off of that. And here you can see we're coming along with that mag on its side like we did before, and packing that black into the edges, just again to sell the depth in the piece. And a reminder, there's a lot of ways to do all this stuff. This is literally just what I did for this particular piece. There's a lot of different ways the same thing can be accomplished. So if you're doing it and it's working for you, keep going. Again, this is just me. And right here, the same thing. I know where I want that gradation to happen, at what place I want it to go from dark to mid to light to open skin. And so I'm kind of creating the gradation first. Once I achieve that, I'll go back to my darkest point, start working my darks up to that and blend that into the area I just did. And again, taking my time, using the side of that mag to get in there and make sure that black's right up to the line. And here we're sculpting this little area right here. It's gonna be a little darker in this point and curl out. And again, I'm using that kind of that back whip motion to be a little more gentle on the skin. And then you can do a little bit of that pendulum motion as well. As you can see, here it is, we're in and out. It's a quick movement. Again, we're not depositing a lot of ink into the skin because my hand movement is relatively quick here, just sort of feeling it out. And then you continue to work it from there. And I'm using different shades. It's not an extreme difference, but there are slightly different shades. And once I have things where I want them, we fine tune them. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and until next time, peace.